Yo, 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 yo. It's your boy Germ. You're tuned into Kinetic Aesthetic. Appreciate you all for checking us out, for checking me out. And I hope that you all are having a beautiful Memorial Day, a great start to your week, all of that jazz. And I hope that you're grilling right now, doing it big. I wanted to just quickly talk with you all right quick, get a good little episode out on this Monday. And I was struggling on what I wanted to talk about, and then I watched the latest Euphoria episode. We are one episode away from the season finale, potentially the series finale, and I am even more so than I was when I recorded that little mid-season review. I am even more so just at a loss for words as to what the fuck they're even trying to go for anymore. So, as we talked about before, Jacob Elordi, he plays Nate. He's one of the better characters in the show. He honestly is probably the best well-written character, the one that goes on the best character arc across it. He's dead now. This is, well, spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen the season or was hoping to watch it. Sorry to spoil it for you like that. The guy's fucking dead. And I'm just left wondering what the fuck the point of his whole character arc was. I'm left wondering what is going on in this season of television on this show that I used to really enjoy watching. And even more so, I'm just left wondering what the fuck the point of it all was. For him to be such a huge part of the show, for you to introduce him having this whole dynamic with Hunter Schafer's character Jules, who also it was completely nowhere to be found in this episode, and it's really looking like there's going to be nothing going on with that character. I am just left wondering, why was this written? What was the point of writing all of this? What was this guy, Sam Livingston, thinking? And just like, are you trying to just sabotage your baby? Because this is one of the worst written seasons, I don't want to say of all time or period, but I definitely cannot remember for a long time watching a show that has fallen off this bad. From all the characters that were there in season one who have left for various reasons, to just the butchering of the characters that still remain, Sydney Sweeney's and Nate and Jacob Elordi's characters being the most prominent examples, I have just completely checked out, and it's honestly to a point where I was debating whether or not I was even going to watch this last episode. I have just gotten just sort of disillusioned with the show. I haven't really felt that same connection to it. Zendaya's acting has been the only thing that has really been keeping me wanting to see how things end or what's been going on. But even then, on this last episode, I've even had enough of that. It's not enough anymore to keep me engaged, to keep me coming back. It's really just gotten to a point of no return, a point of just shittiness. It feels like slop. Just it's all terrible. There are no characters are really even good people anymore. I spent some time on the last episode where I talked about this show, trying to explain why Maddie's character deserves sympathy and why she's the best out of a horrible group of people. But this latest episode just completely threw that down the drain. She's going over slapping Cassie, basically acting as though she's going to be her pimp now, walking and treating her as such. And then to top it all off, she ends up getting, it's really only implied, but she ends up having to do whatever for this guy Alamo, just so that she can save Cassie from the shitty situation she had been in. And on top of that, it's just, this season has gotten a little bit too violent for my taste. Even last season, you didn't have too much of it, but you would see it in spurts. It feels like this season, especially with the way that you're just seeing it done towards the women, it's almost like who's the show for except for sadists and motherfuckers who just don't like women? Because that's really the only element of the show that I still feel like would be appealing to anybody out there. Just people who just want to see some women getting punched in the face and shit like that. Because other than that, there's not really anything that I've been seeing that makes me feel good about watching it. And that's another reason why I really don't think I'm going to watch the finale episode live. I'm really recording this because this is my way of just saying that I'm done with it. I've had my fun with the show. It had a really good run. But it's just too gratuitous. It's too just extra. And it's just gotten to a point where it's just not appealing anymore. I remember when I first talked to my sister-in-law about this show, when I first told her I was watching it, she had told me that she just couldn't get into it just because of the raunchiness and how extra it was out there, and I see it now. Back in season 1 and season 2, I thought it was somewhat tasteful, or at least I could at least respect it because they were doing such a good job with Zendaya, and they were keeping her character arc of dealing with her dad's passing and her struggles being sober as center in the show. Now that you have taken that away, and it's not even about Rue and her family or these people going through these emotional hardships, it's just, look at all these horrible people going through things because of their horrible decisions and actions. I don't have any real even attraction to the show, even like to watching it. The only thing about this show that I can really count as a positive, and this is just coming from the man side of me, you get to see a lot of Sydney Sweeney's boobs this season on the show. That's it. Otherwise, you're just watching one guy get his ass beat repeatedly. You're watching Zendaya be in these unrealistic ass situations where she's a drug mule for all these horrible people. And you're watching fucking Cassie, Sydney Sweeney's character, just be this horrible, horrible person and just be dumb and stupid. And that is not the show that I was watching in seasons 1 and 2. That is not the constant never-ending saga of whether or not Zendaya's character is going to be able to not only reconcile with her family, with her sister and with her mom, about whether she's going to be able to stay sober and stay clean and keep her head on straight. It's not the ever constant fucking issues of Maddie and Nate, of Nate being this horrible fucking person who's out here doing this horrible thing, but at the end of the day, he's bad in a high school type of way. This guy's just a piece of shit who really hasn't grown up yet type of way. Compared to this really sympathetic, sad, scary, loser-ass individual that he turned out to be as an adult, who we don't even see how he went from being this methodical, like, calculating individual to this just sad sack of a man that he is in season 3. We don't even get to see the context of how he goes from point A to point B. It's a lot of just failed ideas, poorly executed ones, and just shit that just was not thought out properly. And so I'm not gonna recommend watching this season to anybody. I think I said it in my last video, but I'm gonna say it again now. The show definitely can sort of be looked at as ending at the end of season 2. I remember that one ending was Zendaya's character just walking out of the high school at the end of Lexi's play and just sort of being excited for her future and things like that. That's where you should think of this show as ending, because where we come back to in season 3 and everything that's happened in this one, this is just like some fever dream BS that really just should have never been filmed or recorded. And yeah, those are my thoughts on Euphoria season 3. Don't watch it. It's really not worth it. But with all that being said, that's all I really got to say about Euphoria. That's really all I have to say about season 3. Zendaya is still a good actress. The cast is still pretty solid, but the material and just everything they had to work with was just shit. So, with all that being said, it's Kinetic Aesthetic. I hope you all have had a beautiful Memorial Day once again. Be on the lookout tomorrow for Sports Talk. It is going to be coming at the regular time. I even got a special guest to help me along on this one, so look forward to that. But everything else, all being said, y'all have a good rest of your day. Have a good holiday. Continue to be good people. Drink a lot of water. And I'll be back at you soon.